It's the E-commerce Master Plan podcast. Here to help you solve your marketing problems and grow your e-commerce business. Cutting through the hype to bring you inspiration and advice from the e-commerce sector and beyond. Here's your host, Chloe Thomas.
Well, hello there and welcome to our latest episode. Did you know that we are now an award-winning podcast? Oh yeah, so we've been awarded the Business Excellence Award for E-commerce Marketing Expert of the Year. Very, very cool. I'm really pleased, but mainly I feel it's deserved by our excellent guests because it's their contributions which give you so much insight and so many ideas for your own businesses. So you are now listening to an award-winning podcast, and I hope this episode lives up to that billing. In today's episode, we're talking about the importance of community and the importance of how you produce your product in order to take advantage of some very cool marketing tactics, I suppose. It's a hard one to explain without telling you exactly what we're going to be talking about. So you're going to have to listen to find out all the details on that. Before we get into that, though, please do check out the sponsors. This podcast is brought to you by Klaviyo, the growth marketing platform used by more than 30,000 e-commerce brands globally. In uncertain times, supporting your community and fostering relationships by being open and empathic is a strategy that will be appreciated and remembered far beyond today. One of the best channels to deliver these communications through is, and always will be, email. Email marketing is one of Klaviyo's foundational offerings, and when you leverage personalization driven by customer insight, you will create memorable marketing moments that cultivate lifelong relationships. Klaviyo truly understands how challenging it is for each and every business right now. Klaviyo is here to help brands communicate, engage, and foster relationships now and when all of this is just a distant memory. Visit klaviyo.com/masterplan. That's klaviyo.com/masterplan. With SendPro Online from Pitney Bowes, you can simply print postage stamps and shipping labels even when working remotely. For as low as $4.99 a month, you'll get access to special discounts and save up to 40% off USPS Priority Mail. Plus, for being an e-commerce master plan listener, you'll receive a free 30-day trial to get started and a free £10 scale to ensure that you never overpay. That includes being able to schedule package pickups and track shipments from departure to arrival. Go to pb.com/masterplan to access this special offer for a free 30-day trial plus a free £10 scale to get started. That's pb.com/masterplan to experience savings in your shipping costs with a free trial of SendPro Online from Pitney Bowes. And now to introduce today's special guest. Jimmy Hickey is the founder and owner at Findlay Hats. Founded in late 2013, they've grown from a 2-person team working out of a living room to a 12-person team in a warehouse. With no outside funding, investors, or famous influencers, they now have a fiercely loyal community of over 100,000 with a 7-figure revenue in 2019. Hello, Jimmy.
Hey there, Chloe.
How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. Nice and caffeinated.
Excellent. I've just given our listeners a quick overview of you and the business and what you're up to at the moment, but how did you get started off in e-commerce?
Ooh, so I actually come from a photography background, and it's kind of one of something that fuels my creative passion and something that I've always loved. I went to photo school and tried my best to make a living as a photographer, and I'm not sure if you've interviewed any photographers yet or that too familiar with that side of things, but it's a difficult industry to be in. And especially with like digital cameras being more and more easy for the common person to have, it's just a difficult industry to get involved with. And I gave it my best for a few years. And while it kind of fed my creative vision, and I had a lot of fun with it, it was really difficult to make a living with it. So I started looking at other alternatives to, at least through the slow season, to kind of keep me going and survive. So I had a handful of different ideas that I wanted to pursue, and I actually did this chart where I laid out a couple different ideas and laid out like which I was best at, which one had the most potential, which one I enjoyed. And a few other little options. And of those 3 or 4 ideas, this little hat company idea was the one that had the most points and the one that I decided to move forward with. So it kind of started from a necessity from wanting to have, I guess, another alternative to my photography career, and grew from there.
And your chart clearly did you well, because it led you to pick what I would guess was certainly the right choice of business to go for next.
Yeah, I mean, I think those other ideas on that chart still have some merit and might be something to return to at some point. But yeah, I have no regrets where the chart led me.
No, I don't think I would either. So before we get into, a few of the clever things that you're up to, let's just cover off the key points for people. So where in the world are you, and where do you sell to?
So we're based out of Portland, Oregon, and we sell worldwide with a major emphasis on the United States right now. We do ship worldwide. We do have some small distribution in Australia. About 85% of our business is done entirely through our website, findlayhats.com, but we are carried in about 100 to 200, kind of varies depending on where they are in ordering, Zumiez locations in the United States, and then a handful of probably like 30 to 50 random clothing stores and skate shops and things like that across North America.
Okay, cool. And the product. What is the product at Findlay Hats?
Oh man, so the product is hats built for good times that are unlike anything else on the planet. Our hats all have a stampede lace, a patented stampede lace on the front of them. So to explain to the listeners, if you've ever seen like a ball cap that has like a single lace on the front of it, ours is basically like the upgraded, better version of that. There's two laces on the front of it, but they actually serve a purpose and a function. So the lace on the front of the hat, you can put any color you want on it, so you can mix and match, make your hat match your outfit, match your shoes, match how you're feeling for the day, anything like that. So there's the functionality, there's the customizability of it. You can also tie that lace in different styles, so it's not just a single lace across the front. You can do different knots and different loops and stuff like that. So it has a visual appeal, but then it also has a functional level in that that stampede lace is designed for good times. So it's designed to be brought down around your chin, kind of like a chin strap, to keep your hat on your head next time you're out there rafting or cliff jumping or, sticking your head out of your limo, whatever those good times may be. That hat's going to stay on your head through them. And to top it off, we also have the hidden stash pocket inside all of our hats, as well as a lifetime warranty, because we do preach that we want people to wear our hats while having good times. And we don't want someone out there surfing being worried about their hat getting damaged from whatever out there, shark bite maybe. So we have a lifetime warranty. So that means if anything happens to the hat, we'll fix it or replace it for free. And pretty much no one in our market offers that kind of situation for, security on a product or a hat purchase.
So is it really important for you to have your products stand out from the other people, not just on a design front, but in terms of actual functionality and actually how that product can be used by the customer?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, if we, be different or die, if we didn't have those unique differentiators, if we didn't stand out, I like to believe that we'd be where we are, we'd still go somewhere based on, beautiful design, but these key features are definitely major selling points, conversation points, and differentiators that help us stand out from our competitors. They also, another small piece of our business is collaborations, where we work with other companies and brands, and having these little differentiators that make us stand out from a generic ball cap or hat has made that side of our business really flourish too, because we're able to provide these other companies with these unique talking point hats that, again, no one else has or can have. So having those differentiators has definitely been a big piece of our growth and who we are.
Nice, very nice. And the platform that you sell on, are you a Shopify, Magento, something bespoke, or something else?
Shopify all day. We used, at the very early stages, we used Squarespace. But we switched to Shopify, I want to say in 2015, and just have not looked back. We are not on Shopify Plus yet. The price point just hasn't really communicated the value for the extra investment each month for that. But we are we have plenty of apps and other good stuff through Shopify, and definitely love it. Just not enough to upgrade to that expensive Plus each month.
It's a big tipping point, isn't it? And you've got to find the right moment to make that shift up to Plus. There's a lot in there, but if it's not, it's the age-old challenge. When do you upgrade?
It's pretty interesting. Like, it's just, I have a tough time seeing where the extra, like, pretty much double what we're paying now where the investment would make sense for Plus. But I get it. I'm sure it works for some people, but for us, we're totally happy with whatever the top regular Shopify platform is. And we have a good amount of apps on there, and it's just never let us down. Like, it's been really rock solid all the way through, and I can't recommend it enough.
Cool. And if you want to check out Shopify, head to ecommercemasterplan.com/Shopify, where you will find all our interviews with Shopify merchants, but you'll also find details of how to get started too. Now, Jimmy, you've mentioned widgets, plugins, etc. a couple of times there. So have you got a couple that you really rate that you'd like to recommend to the other Shopify users out there?
Yeah. So first of all, one of the one that we've seen the biggest return on has been Zipify one-click upsell. But I think any of the post-purchase upsell apps are probably pretty solid too. So not just Zipify having my recommendation, any post-purchase upsell app, but that thing alone has brought in tens of thousands of dollars for us in sales. For those who are not familiar with what a post-purchase upsell is, it's basically an option after the purchase has already gone through. It says, hey, would you like to also add this for, this insanely low price point? After they've already made the purchase. So they've already converted, they're already past everything. And now it's time to, make even a larger sale off them. And the results from post-purchase upsell has been just enormous. It's increased our average purchase value significantly. It's been just one major game changer. So yeah, I top of the list, I recommend that one.
Do you just use a product that you've got anyway, or have you created a separate product that you're able to give a massive discount on for that?
So we've experimented with a couple different things, and we keep it really simple. They have a lot of tools to really complicate it and really you could look into the data and be like, okay, these two things are combined the most. So if they buy this, we'll suggest that. We basically have a pretty blanket strategy for it, where it's just pretty much 95% of the items on our website will get the same post-purchase upsell. And we use just a regular product on the site. For a while, we used a mystery hat. So we have, let's say, 20 to 40 styles of different hats on the website. But we also have mystery hats, which are basically they don't know what they're going to get. We pick it for them, but it's at a discount. Our usual hats are about $30, $35 or so US. And a mystery hat is like $25. But at the post-purchase checkout or post-purchase upsell, it's $15. So they have an option after they spent $30 on this hat and $35 on this one. Then after they made the conversion, then they're able to also buy a third hat or an additional hat for $15. And the response on that is crazy. They just move all day. And that's, an extra $15 on every single, purchase, or on a huge amount of them at least.
I love the fact that by doing it as a mystery hat, you're not risking the fact if this person doesn't like blue hats or green hats or that particular thing about it. There's no, you're not letting the customer get between themselves and getting a great deal on a hat, if that makes sense, because they don't. Yeah. All those picky little details they're not actually making a decision about.
Absolutely. I mean, it's one of those things you want to. Our strategy, as I'm sure with many others, you want to create the least amount of friction possible in any way. So having the mystery option at a discount, it definitely keeps it really simple.
And I've worked for various businesses in the past and spoken to many who do this whole mystery box piece. And often it's a way of getting rid of end of line items, the odd ones and twos you've got around. Is that something you do, or is it literally you just pick a random hat off the shelf?
So we're in a pretty unique situation that we don't have too many slow moving items. And we do so much of the production in-house. We talk about how we have, the warehouse space, and a lot of that is for production. So one other differentiator about our brand is we don't just order, a hat from China, it shows up and we send it to the customer. We do a lot of the modifications to our hats right here in Portland. So we do the embroidery, we laser cut the leather patches, we grommet the hats for the laces to go through, we cut, tie, and style the laces, we sublimate the pockets and sew them and put them in. So we do a lot of the steps in-house. Where I'm going at with that is because we do so much in-house, we're able to make really small runs of stuff. And we're able to, if we create a product and it doesn't do very well, rather than sitting on an extra 1,000 pieces that aren't selling, we just stop making it and discontinue it and try another style. So we're rarely stuck with more than 100 of a specific style at any given time. So while 100% mystery boxes are usually like seconds and people throw away or, use to get rid of colors that didn't sell well or off, stuff that just didn't move. It's not. We actually make inventory specifically for mystery boxes. Pretty much every single day we run numerous batches of just mystery hats.
So as well as it being, I don't know what I'm getting, it's probably something which you can't ever get anywhere else.
Yes, that's 90, almost all of them are going to be made entirely for mystery hats. So they're not on the website. No one's ever seen them before. Sometimes a lot of times it's limited edition where we only made 15 of them at a time or 30. So it's that's another cool appeal with it, where it's like if you order multiple mystery boxes in the same month, most of the time you'll get a good variety of different stuff in there too. So we have people who just buy the mysteries, they don't even buy regular stuff. We have like a 3-hat mystery box. We have a handful of other things. So they move, and they're not just old stuff that doesn't sell. So that's another reason why we have another app I would recommend for anyone is if they don't have it. Review apps are awesome. We use like this regular Shopify app for reviews, and then Stamped, I think, for reviews. And it's, again, as far as social proof goes, having a strong amount of reviews on the site is huge for people to kind of trust the brand. And if you go to any of our mystery box pages or mystery hat pages, you'll just see, pages and pages of positive reviews saying they're excited about it. So if we were just giving people old garbage, those reviews would, not reflect happy experiences.
Yeah, indeed. You have to really, I always think a review app helps keep you on your toes somewhat. Helps you be a better business. But something I kind of want to drill in on there is how you're really making the most of having your own production facility, because it's, a lot of companies will be like, oh yeah, we'll do our production. It makes our product quality better or something. But they miss out on that piece of, you can be so agile. You can quickly change things. You can react to what's selling, what's not selling, and manage your stock that way. And I think taking it to the mystery box, the mystery product piece is like a whole extra level of capitalizing on, on a facility which you pay quite a lot of money in order to have, the people skilled enough to do the production and the space that it takes up. Do you find that to be the case, that it really helps your business stand out because you've made the most of doing the production yourselves?
Oh, absolutely. I look at my friends who have, run companies of similar size and in similar spaces, and the fact that we're able to do, weekly launches of stuff because we do so much stuff in house. We're able to do runs of just 12 at a time and 24 at a time and sell them at a premium at a limited amount. Is huge for us, and something that we're super lucky to be able to do, and something that we're equipped to. And so many brands are just not able to quickly produce the product they create, especially kind of in a fashion and accessories world. People want small runs, people want limited edition, and being able to do that production in-house and quickly is definitely empowering, and definitely a good position for us to be in, for sure. It has its own, set of problems and headaches, running, we have 2 15-head embroidery machines, and they are really difficult to run, and they're expensive to fix. So, our sublimation printer is down right now, and it's been just weeks of dealing with the most annoying, you think about your home printer, this is like a big printer. So 10 times the headache. So, it has its strengths and weaknesses for sure, but we've positioned ourselves to be able to take full advantage of it. And the strengths do outweigh the headaches that we deal with. But occasionally it's like, man, I just wish we just had 1,000 of these to ship out and I didn't have to worry about making 1,000. But
yeah, and I think it's one of the things which I think a lot of people would think, how many baseball caps does somebody need? 1, maybe 2, maybe 3. But what you've done with it, you're laughing because you're like, you need hundreds. Clearly you need hundreds. But by having those short runs, and I'm really glad you mentioned like the weekly exclusives and the short availability items that you do, it gives the customer who wants that product a reason to come back week after week and buy again and again and again from you. So it's such a strong way of putting together the business model, I think.
Yeah, I definitely feel that way. And we've experimented in the past. We've always done big seasonal launches, like, the winter line, spring line, summer line, and then very few little mini releases between it. And that model was just not working for us. So actually around late December of 2019, we started this weekly launch schedule where we launch anywhere from 3 to 10 hats on Friday, but most of them are limited edition. And then we launch 2 to 4 or 5 or so the following Monday or Tuesday, kind of keep them on their toes. And we've seen such positive results from that shift in a couple launches a year to more launches more frequently.
New is just such a powerful message, isn't it? I never quite understand. Even if you've got all the, even if you're buying in stock and it all arrives on the 1st of January, I don't quite understand why people don't launch it week by week rather than putting it all live on the 2nd of January. It's like, brilliant. You have nothing to talk about for 3 months, It's like, don't overwhelm the customer, give them those reasons. And the fact you're kind of twinning it with those really short runs must really get your customers quite fired up.
Oh, it's awesome. The weekly launches are definitely a cool thing. We've created an app specifically to be able to efficiently notify our customers when we're launching new products. Just because we're doing so many frequent launches that it doesn't exactly warrant a social media post. It definitely, I like to err on the side of not annoying our customers with email. So I understand email marketing totally works, and we love email. Email through Klaviyo, we do solid 10 to 20% of our business through that. But at the same time, I'm not trying to email, our entire list every time we launch new products, and we needed a way to quickly, notify people of that. So we built an app to be able to do push notifications for those super customers, and it's awesome because it's free to get in front of them, and the conversion rate, at least the click-through rate, is so high to have people go to the website. So now instead of, like you said, the first day they launch it, they go to our website and then they don't come back because they saw everything. Now we're getting that weekly, bi-weekly traffic from people that not just from our customers or collectors, but even new customers who haven't bought one yet that are now curious to see what the new launches are. So it's working for a magnitude of reasons.
And I guess the app as well is giving you kind of like a Uber VIP customer segment to work with, because it's quite a lot to expect a customer to download an app for any e-commerce business. But once they have and once they're using it, you're like, yeah, these are our most important customers.
1,000%. And they get that type of treatment too. It's still only a couple months old at this point, but we still, they get the hookup. They see teasers before anyone else. We have a private group that's just under 1,000 people right now. I guess 800. I don't want to over exaggerate it. A little over 800 people. But those are our most hardcore collectors. And then so the app gets even more VIP exclusive content than even that group.
Wow. And the community is clearly something that's very important. I mean, we said at the front, you've got over 100 in the community, and then you've just explained that you've got kind of 2 separate sets of content recipients who are VIP types of community. So how do you go about managing a group that's that passionate?
As far as managing them, it's very, very, very hands-on. I can name, our top probably 30 customers off the top of my head. I can name our top, 10 problem customers off of my top of my head. And it's, so totally, it's very hands-on. I spend a considerable amount of time every single day engaging with and talking to and starting conversations and problem solving with our top customers. I mentioned this private Facebook group we have of collectors and Findlay Force members, and I'm in there, a considerable amount of time. There's, in the middle of the discussion with them, talking about what they want to see, just small talking with them over maybe stuff that isn't even related to us, and I get added in there all the time. Don't at me, Findlay Force. But, it's from anywhere from just really annoying little things to just like, hey, like, has my order shipped yet? Or like, hey, I'm sad, I missed my thing, didn't come in today, and they tag me in that, to like actual like legitimate questions that are very helpful to the brand and group. And so what's cool about that group is we're able to use them, leverage their feedback and ideas as far as ideas and feedback for whatever we launch. If we're on the fence between 2 designs, we'll post in there and ask them for feedback. So yeah, I mean, as far as managing the group goes, it's just very hands-on. It's me, and then we have one other person who helps with our social media channels. As far as we try to, respond to every single comment we get on our Facebook and Instagram, every single message we get back to within 24 hours or so, and that's a couple hours a day to stay up on top of those, just Facebook and Instagram alone. So that's definitely a big piece of the community for our collectors, but then also just our more casual fans. We want them every single person who gives our brand a shot, to have some type of engagement or experience with us. So we actively, we'll go to our followers' pages and comment on their photos and try to engage and be real people, not just a random faceless corporation. But, we actually like, oh man, like, thanks for sharing this photo of you wearing our hat while you caught a fish. Like, where was this? So again, to summarize, it's very hands-on. Manage it by being very hands-on with our community.
E-commerce Master Plan is supported by some of the greatest companies in the e-commerce sector. Here's a reminder of who they are.
How are the leading D2C brands growing their businesses? They're using Klaviyo, the growth marketing platform chosen by over 30,000 global innovative online brands. Klaviyo believes in supporting growth, which is why they won't tie you into lengthy contracts, hidden setup or support fees, or feature-based pricing. With a platform that's both powerful and easy to use, it's no surprise so many brands have switched to Klaviyo. Looking for one more compelling reason? Brands switching to Klaviyo see an average of 62 times ROI on their investment. Ready to learn more? Visit klaviyo.com/masterplan. That's klaviyo.com/masterplan. With SendPro Online from Pitney Bowes, you can simply print postage stamps and shipping labels, even when working remotely. For as low as $4.99 a month, you'll get access to special discounts and save up to 40% off USPS Priority Mail. Plus, for being an e-commerce master plan listener, you'll receive a free 30-day trial to get started and a free £10 scale to ensure that you never overpay. So you can calculate the exact postage online, print from your PC, and avoid trips to the post office. Go to pb.com/masterplan to access this special offer for a free 30-day trial plus a free £10 scale to get started. That's pb.com/masterplan to experience savings in your shipping costs with a free trial of SendPro Online from Pitney Bowes.
It's time for the top tips round.
I love this section because it gives me and our listeners some really quick ideas for taking our businesses to the next level. So, Jimmy, you ready for the top tips?
Absolutely.
Okay, first up is the book top tip. If everyone listening to this podcast agreed to take Friday off and read a book to make their business better, which book would you recommend?
Without a doubt, Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. That just cuts above any other book that I can think of.
Excellent. Okay, the traffic top tip. Which marketing method do you either prize above all others or think doesn't get the press it deserves?
Giving the personal attention to your community. It blows my mind that more companies aren't having one-on-one conversations with the people that buy their product.
Especially given how easy it is to do these days.
It's so easy. It's crazy. It's like there used to be all these apps to, have fake comments and stuff like that. I mean, I know they still exist, but it's like you can also just, spend a half hour doing that yourself to people who are that makes sense to it, and you go way further because it's personal. It's not a bot.
Yep. So easy and so powerful. Okay, the tool top tip. Maybe a collaboration tool, a social media plugin, a phone app, or just a way of working. Is there a cool little tool you use that makes you and your team more efficient from day to day?
As far as efficiency from team to team, we have a group chat that we kind of keep things in communication through. So I think just an open dialogue with everyone on the team that you can kind of fill them in, even if they're not in the warehouse or working that day. Nothing too fancy on our end for that. Just a basic group chat keeps us communicated or keeps us connected.
Cool. And the growth top tip. If you met someone today who's focused on growing their e-commerce business from 100 orders per month to 1,000, what would be your number one tip for them?
Smart social media advertising and a good product. We go hand in hand.
Couldn't agree with you more. Okay, Jimmy, thank you so much for the top tips. Thank you so much for everything else you've talked to us about today. Before we say goodbye, could you please let the listeners know where they can find you on the web and social media, please?
Yeah, absolutely, Chloe. It's been a blast. You can find us on findlayhats.com. That's FINDLAYHATS.com. Social media at Findlay Hats, Facebook at Findlay Hats. Have some good times out there. And thank you for having me.
No, thank you. And thank you so much for being on the podcast today. It's always cool to catch up with a business who use their products in such a clever way. So thank you, Jimmy.
You are quite welcome. Take care.
Very cool there, as I said, to speak to someone who is using their products and their ability with the production to really hit those neuromarketing messages. So, you get the new, you get the limited, you get the urgency side of things, who's so big into social proof and listening and learning from the customers, which is something which, as you said, take some time just to see what your customers are saying and communicate with them. It's so easy to do it these days, but so powerful in terms of building a relationship with them and in terms of making sure you're doing the right things in the business to take things forward. So I hope you have found that one useful. You can get your hands on the notes from the show, including the top tips, links, and details of related episodes by heading over to ecommercemasterplan.com/podcast, where you'll find even a link to this show. And if you're enjoying the show, please do spread the word with your other e-commerce and marketing friends. The more people that listen, the more people I can help. And that's the whole point of putting this show together. Have a great week and keep optimizing.
Thank you for listening to the E-commerce Master Plan podcast. Find out more at ecommercemasterplan.com/podcast.